Hola, World Schoolers. So today we are going to be transferring the information from this green paper, this construction paper, which was my rough draft, onto the actual official copy of the Unit 2 lesson plan for our custom Afrocentric multilingual Montessori-inspired homeschool curriculum for pre-K. So this week is Unit 2. We have alternating dates, and I teach it twice, and Dad teaches it twice. So on Spanish, or and it's 2 weeks. So I teach her 4 times, and Dad teaches her 4 times in a 2 week period. So Spanish on Unit 2, we were focused on things that were outside for week 1, and week 2, places in La Ciudad, the city. So things that are outside, talking about nature. It's spring now, so the weather's changing, discussing that kind of vocabulary in Spanish and what happens in this time of the year. For art, we were talking about the story of Adam and Eve for soul. I'll get into that later. So our arts and crafts will be related to Adam and Eve. And we are going to put apples on a tree and make characters with Adam and Eve. For our dailies, we're working on setting the new routine. So she's been homeschooled since her first birthday, but now that she is turning 4, she will be taking this curriculum more seriously, more consistently, and more structured. So, with setting our new routine, we're giving her access to be more independent with her routine, cleaning up her own messes. Well, she's already been doing that for the most part, but we're teaching her how to clean it up to our standards so that we don't get mad at her for the way that is clean later on as she grows up. Because mommy is really picky about how things are cleaned. Okay, so for math, we are going to be working on the numbers 26 through 50 in English, Spanish, and sign language. For reading and phonics, we're working on a long E sound and a short E sound. We're going to play bingo using sight words, bilingual bingo. We have for our family class, we're going to be talking about naming relationships in Spanish. So we're continuing from Unit 1. So basically, my mom is your what? That's what I'm going to ask my daughter. Or my mom's husband is your cousin's what? So making it make sense on a family tree. For balance and coordination, we're doing one leg stands to see how long she can do something on one leg. How long can she read a book while standing on one leg? She might not can read yet, but she can look at the pictures. So how long can she flip through a book standing on one leg? Can she hold her balance and stuff like that? And just working on strengthening that. For discipline and self-regulation, we're working on self-control. So what I'm going to do is place things that she really likes or tempting objects in front of her, and then asking her not to touch it, and then walking away to see how much self-control she can have. With her common sense class, we are going to be talking about looking both ways before crossing the street. So with the common sense class, I love this because common sense isn't as common as we would like for it to be. And some things need to be taught, and we don't realize how many things we have to teach our kids until we have to teach our kids. So I made a common sense class to focus on teaching her things that seem obvious but actually need to spend time being taught. So we're going to practice crossing the street and looking both ways in a variety of settings, in parking lots, streets, in our barrio, our neighborhood, and seeing if there's a change, especially like what if we are on a bike or we're in a car, how do we cross the street differently, stuff like that. For our homestead class, we're going to be caring for our seedlings, checking on our potatoes, and our indoor seeds for independent play. We're going to be she's going to play by herself in a not confined, but a defined location. And so this would be on the ottoman or on a yoga mat. And then she's going to play with her bluey mat that she got for Christmas and play with the characters. Not with her bluey playing, but giving her 15 minutes to play with the characters and see if she will give them different voices and make up a scene about what's happening, like of an episode that she's seen, or if she can make up her own new episode with the characters. So going to the other day, so the alternating day, we have Spanish Day and we have the Sign Language Day. So going to the American Sign Language Day, we use the same subjects for our foreign languages. So for outside, for week 1, we're talking about nature things in ASL, weather, rain, all of that. And then for week 2, we're talking about places in the city. So going to the bank, the park, all of that kind of stuff in ASL. For music, we're working on a dance, specifically the dance from the song Soy una taza in Spanish. And seeing if she can learn a choreographed dance. It's not choreographed, but it's loosely choreographed. Okay, and for her science, engineering, and critical thinking, we're doing the March Science Festival. It's March here, so we're going to attend the Fern Bank and the final celebration events for the Science Festival in Atlanta in 2025. For writing and spelling, she's going to work on being able to spell 5 allergen words, or at least recognize them when seen as sight words. So she has the words contains, because she needs to be able to read a label and see if it contains her allergens. So contains free, nut, soy, and wheat. And then for her history and geography class, we're going to talk about the solar system in relation to her, specifically outside of the science festival, because I know there will probably be stuff there about the solar system. We're going to talk about, I'm going to let her watch that Magic School Bus episode where they go across the solar system and see if she can understand where she is on the grand scheme of our solar system. So for her strength and tumbling class, we're going to work on handstands to see if she can hold her handstand for 10 seconds, 3 times for her reps. For her social emotional learning, we are working on her ability to interact with others in the specific way of starting conversations with new friends in social settings. So we're going to go to a couple of play groups, especially with new people, and see how she can make a new friend. I think she does a really good job at making new friends already, but making it a formal lesson, I think, will be helpful. For finance, we're talking about credit and debit to see if she can explain both and then use them in a sentence or context or understand them when being explained. As I stated already, for soul, we are going to be talking about Adam and Eve when we were talking about what we're doing for art. So for soul, we're talking about Adam and Eve, the story of what happened, and the overarching theme of learning how to not trust bad influences. And for imaginative play, we're going to play Grannies as inspired by Bluey, and we're going to visit my grandma and play with her great grandma, and see how that goes. But that's all for this week's update on Unit 2 of our custom pre-K curriculum for our Worldschooling program. If you have any questions, feel free to check put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. And don't forget to check out our website. We have plenty of resources to help other people get started with their homeschooling programs, especially for younger kids, because there aren't as many resources when they are younger than K-12 online. So have a lovely day. Bye.